Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters across the vast African continent and beyond, welcome. If you're just tuning in, we're diving deep into the story of transformation, resilience, and bold vision unfolding in the heart of West Africa, Burkina Faso. This is not just about one nation. It's about the spirit of Pan-Africanism reawakening, about reclaiming destiny, rebuilding nations, and rewriting futures. And at the center of this new chapter stands a leader who dares to dream boldly, Dixit Captain Ibrahim Traoré. If you believe in a rise of Africa, if you believe that our people deserve better roads, modern cities, dignified housing, economic independence, and a future built by Africans for Africans, then hit that like button now. And don't forget to subscribe, turn on those notification bells so you never miss a moment, and share this with your network. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from, whether it's Accra, Lagos, Nairobi, Cape Town, Paris, New York, or anywhere else in the world, because this story belongs to all of us. Burkina Faso, once known as Upper Volta, has always held a special place in the history of African liberation and thought. From the revolutionary ideals of Thomas Sankara to today's bold steps under Captain Ibrahim Traoré, this country continues to inspire. It reminds us that leadership matters, that vision matters, and that the will of a people can move mountains when guided by integrity and clarity. Just imagine, in less than 5 years, a massive modern complex will rise in the capital city of Ouagadougou. The Burkindi Business Center, spanning nearly 5 hectares, is set to become one of the largest and most advanced infrastructure projects in West Africa. This isn't just another building project. It's a symbol of sovereignty, of self-reliance, of the ability of an African state to build its own institutions without relying on expensive foreign leases or outdated colonial frameworks. Right now, the Burkinabe state spends billions every year on rental costs for office spaces. But with this new initiative, the government aims to drastically reduce these expenses while simultaneously boosting the national housing stock. Through strategic densification rather than urban sprawl, the project will deliver over 250 offices, dozens of residential apartments, and even a state-of-the-art commercial center. 14 buildings rising up to 15 floors, and a towering 35-story skyscraper, all part of a public-private partnership led by the visionary President Ibrahim Traoré and his team. This is what development looks like when leaders prioritize their people over profit, when planning meets passion, and when patriotism fuels progress. And it's only one piece of the larger puzzle. Because alongside the construction of modern buildings comes the urgent need for modern roads. Roads that connect villages to cities, farmers to markets, soldiers to security zones, and children to schools. Captain Ibrahim Traoré has made it clear. The future of Burkina Faso depends on infrastructure. And not just any infrastructure, but homegrown, durable, and strategically planned. Recently, the country took delivery of over 900 brand new construction vehicles. Bulldozers, graders, excavators, asphalt plants, and more, all destined to accelerate the road-building revolution. This first phase alone represents an investment of around 200 billion CFA francs, with plans to eventually pave between 3,000 and 5,000 kilometers of road every single year. Why? Because Captain Traoré knows what many African leaders have forgotten, that real development starts with access, that the soldier fighting on the front lines needs a road to reach the battlefield, that the farmer needs a road to bring food to market, that the entrepreneur needs a road to grow her business, that the student needs a road to attend school. And he's not waiting for permission or foreign loans to make it happen. He's taking action now, with local resources and international partnerships that serve the interest of Burkina Faso first. With the creation of the Presidential Initiative for Road Development, Faso Mebo, the country is launching a nationwide campaign to rebuild its transportation backbone. This is not just about asphalt and concrete. It's about dignity. It's about restoring pride in a nation that has faced immense challenges, terrorism, instability, economic hardship, and yet refuses to give up. Under Ibrahim Traoré's leadership, Burkina Faso is choosing resilience over resignation, innovation over inertia, and unity over division. And let's be clear, this is not a solo mission. The president has called on the entire population to join in this effort. Because true change doesn't come from the top down alone. It requires participation, ownership, and shared sacrifice. As the second and third phases of the plan unfold, Communities will play a central role in ensuring that the work gets done efficiently, transparently, and sustainably. Imagine a continent where every country invests in its own infrastructure, where African engineers, technicians, and laborers are leading the charge, where governments stop wasting money on imported consultants and instead empower local talent. That's the future Captain Traoré is helping to shape, not just for Burkina Faso, but for all of Africa. And that's why this video matters. Because Ibrahim Traoré is not just a military officer turned head of state. He is a symbol of a new generation of African leaders who understand that the time for excuses is over. We cannot wait for Europe to save us. We cannot wait for the IMF to approve our budgets. We must act decisively, courageously, and collectively. His vision is Pan-African through and through, rooted in self-determination, economic sovereignty, and continental solidarity. He speaks not just for Burkina Faso, but for a continent hungry for real leadership, real solutions, and real hope. So if you're watching from Nigeria, South Africa, Senegal, Kenya, the United States, or the UK, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, share this video, and tell us where you're following from. Let's build a global community around the ideas of African resurgence, African excellence, and African unity. We are witnessing a turning point. In the middle of the Sahel region, struggling with insecurity and instability, Burkina Faso is choosing to fight back, not just with weapons, but with roads, buildings, jobs, and education. With every mile of tarmac laid, with every brick placed in the Burkindi Business Center, the country is sending a message. Africa will build itself. Captain Ibrahim Traoré is not just building infrastructure. He is building confidence. Confidence in the ability of African people to solve their own problems. Confidence in the power of hard work, discipline, and unity. Confidence in the idea that the future of Africa is not written in foreign capitals, but right here on our soil, in our minds, and in our hearts. Let's continue to support this movement. Let's spread the word. Let's learn from Burkina Faso's example. And let's remember, the next great African Renaissance begins not with words, but with action. Thank you for watching. Thank you for believing in Africa. Stay tuned for more powerful stories, deep analysis, and exclusive insights into the transformation sweeping across the motherland. And remember, the future is ours to build. Subscribe now, ring the bell, share this video, like, comment, tell us where you're watching from, because together we are unstoppable. This is more than just a construction project. It's a declaration of independence. A statement that Africa can no longer afford to wait for foreign consultants, conditional loans, or outdated models of development. The time has come for African leaders to lead, for African engineers to build, for African workers to construct, and for African people to reclaim their destiny. Captain Ibrahim Traoré understands this deeply. He knows that true sovereignty isn't only about flying your own flag or electing your own leaders. It's about having capacity to build your own cities, maintain your own roads, feed your own people, and educate your own youth. That's why he's not just talking about change. He's building it, one brick, 1 kilometer, one neighborhood at a time. And let's not forget, this kind of transformation doesn't happen in isolation. It requires sacrifice, discipline, and above all, unity. Unity between the government and the people. Unity between urban centers and rural villages. Unity between generations, the elders who remember the struggle, and the youth who will shape the future. Under Ibrahim Traoré's leadership, Burkina Faso is showing us what's possible when a nation decides to stand tall, work hard, and believe in itself. Across Africa, we've seen too many promises made and broken. Too many white elephants built with foreign money, designed by foreign architects, maintained by foreign companies. But here in Burkina Faso, something different is happening. Local expertise is being empowered. National resources are being mobilized. And most importantly, the people are involved. That's the essence of Pan-Africanism. Not just waving the green, gold, and red, but building institutions that reflect our values, our dignity, and our collective strength. Captain Traoré's vision is rooted in that very idea, that Africans must take full ownership of their development, from planning to execution, from funding to maintenance. The Burkindi Business Center is not just a real estate complex. It's a symbol of economic independence. The Faso Mebo initiative is not just about paving roads. It's about restoring mobility, security, and opportunity across the country. These projects are laying the foundation for a new era, one where the state serves its people, where infrastructure serves progress, and where leadership serves a greater good. But this story is not complete without you, the viewer, the supporter, the believer in Africa's potential. If you're inspired by what you're seeing today, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video. Let others know that there is hope, that change is happening, that the future is being built right now in Ouagadougou, in Bamako, in Niamey, in Kinshasa, in Addis Ababa. If you're watching from Douala, Pretoria, London, New York, or anywhere else, drop a comment below. Tell us where you're following from. Let's create a global network of Africans and Friend of Africa who are committed to truth, progress, and unity. Because what's happening in Burkina Faso isn't just relevant to West Africa. It's a model for the entire continent. Imagine a continent where every country invests in its own people, where governments prioritize public works over private luxuries, where national budgets are spent on schools, hospitals, and highways, not imported SUVs or luxury trips abroad. Imagine an Africa where young graduates don't have to leave home to find opportunities, because the opportunities are already there, waiting for them. That's the Africa Captain Ibrahim Traoré is fighting for. An Africa that stands on its own feet. An Africa that leads with integrity. An Africa that dares to dream beyond dependency. We often hear people say, Africa has everything it needs. But what does that mean if we don't use it? What good is natural wealth if it remains underground while our people remain underserved? What good is human talent if it's ignored, undervalued, or exported? Captain Traoré is proving that when leaders put their people first, when they invest in local capacity, when they make bold decisions and follow through, change becomes inevitable. Progress becomes unstoppable. Hope becomes real. So again, if you believe in the rise of Africa, hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss another update. Ring the notification bell. Share this with your networks. And tell us where you're watching from, because together, we are building a movement. Burkina Faso may be a small country, but its ambitions are vast. Its voice is strong. Its example is powerful. And under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, it is becoming a beacon of what's possible when courage meets clarity and when patriotism meets purpose. Stay tuned for more exclusive content, deep analysis, and powerful stories from across the African continent. We'll continue to bring you the truth, the vision, and the momentum behind Africa's renaissance. Thank you for watching. Thank you for believing. Thank you for rising with Africa. Let's keep building. Together,